Perfect. So, hi, I am KB with the Nerdophiles. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Listen, I adore Penelope and I love her evolution from season one. I really feel like her becoming Lady Whistledown has really opened her up in such amazing new ways this season and kind of unlocked a boldness that we didn't really get to see in season one. So, talk a little bit about what it was like to expand Pen this season and also what it cost her. What does this newfound boldness cost her?
I mean, for me, it was so much fun because when, they decided to reveal at the end of season one, people were kind of like, oh, why? And I thought, no, no, like, trust me, it's going to be worth it. Because ultimately, I think in TV shows, like, books and TV have to function in different ways. But in TV shows, when you wait too long to reveal a hidden character, it sort of never ends up being as satisfying as you want. And then at season two, the whole world is blown wide open. It's kind of saying to the audience, like, come with us. We'll show you how she gets away with it. So I was really excited, and then sort of finding out she has this secret other persona, and she gets to, you can see her sort of listening to the secrets of balls, and you're super aware she's doing it. All of that was really great, but yeah, it absolutely costs her. I think she's sort of in a position of slight arrogance this time round, where and that would happen if you're walking around these balls and people going Lady Whistledown, and are obsessed, and she's going, well, that's me, and no one knows it. It's going to have some outward effect upon her. And then also with Eloise, I mean, she adores Eloise from the bottom of her heart, but Eloise really gets in the way of her being Lady Whistledown, you know. So all that side of it it's just a lot. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it is a lot, but I can't wait to see how like everything continues to progress in season 3. But I will say, listen, Pen's mother, Lady Feathertring,
Yeah.
is the worst. I mean, my gosh, like
Oh,
she's truly, truly so self-serving, and we see kind of that come to fruition even more this season. So I'm always so curious, will Pen's relationship with her mother ever really improve? Because I always feel like her mom doesn't really respect her. And I want that for her because I'm always like, man, how does Penn manage in this family?
you know what's really funny about that? I thought a lot about the season, and Polly Walker, who plays Portia Featherington, is the loveliest. She's just great. And but she said, funnily enough, we had discussions about it in season one, and she said, I feel like Penelope is Portia's favorite. And I
Hmm,
was like, really? And she said, yeah,
really?
yeah, right? I know, who would have thought? But it's funny because I think in this season you get to see maybe the pressure that's on Portia, because she's been left, unfortunately, in that world. When you didn't have a man by your side, it put insane levels of extra pressure. You were expected to have a man in order to function, and she's been left without that. Essentially, she's been left high and dry. And I think Penelope doesn't appreciate the pressures her mom is under. I think Penelope is, everything in Penelope's world is to do with her. It's to do with Whistledown and Eloise and Colin, and all the other stuff. She's like, well, that's not relevant to me. Whatever. So I feel like she's misunderstood. Actually, I'm fighting Portia's corner for her, but I would love to see that dynamic between her and her mum develop in season three. And I think I know very little, but I think Jess Brownell, our new showrunner, is interested in sort of expanding that relationship and finding out what makes them both tick, because they got to have like an honest convo, the two of them. It needs to happen.
Yes, but you know what? I'm glad that you expanded my view with this because it is true. Now that you mention it, I don't think any of her daughters are appreciative of all the things that she's trying to do to keep the household together. They're not really thinking about it, but it's so interesting, I feel like, with Penelope, because she's so forward thinking and she's about women's progression and things like that. But it's so interesting because she can't even like really see that viewpoint from her mother. So I do want to see this in season 3 because it is one of the most, excuse me, interesting relationship dynamics on the show,
Oh, definitely.
particularly with families. So yeah, I can't wait to see that for sure.
Yeah.
And so my last question is, okay, listen, season 3, we know it's coming. I mean, Colin and Penelope, they need their time. What do you hope, to see from them in season 3?
Well, I really hope that Penelope starts to see. Sorry, there's an iPad going off over there, so if you hear beeping, I'm so sorry. It's out of reach for me to get, so I'm sorry
It's
about that.
okay.
Yeah, I think with them, it's really gutting. Obviously, what he says, it's gutting. But I feel like in the long run, it's sort of good for her to hear that, because she thinks he's perfect. He's on this pedestal for her. She thinks he's this perfect man. He can't do any wrong, but he's not. He's human. He's fallible. And she has to also like love herself a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because you
Yep.
can't be like, well, this is perfect prince and he's great at everything. You know, it's just so I feel like in order if they're ever gonna have a relationship, they need to be more on a level and yeah.
And more self-love. Yes.
More
Yes.
self-love,
Love
exactly.
to hear
Yeah.
it. Well, thank you so much for chatting with Nerdophiles. Really appreciate
It
it.
was a pleasure. Lovely to chat to you.
And I hope that you have a fantastic day.